In Genesis 1, when God created the world, after every day, at the end of every day, when he was done creating for that day, it says that that God stepped back, looked at what he had made, and said, "Behold, it is good." At the very end of those 6 days of creation, he said, "It is very good." God was pleased with his creation, with the work that he has accomplished. If you've ever tried to make a piece of art, whether it's music or a painting or sculpture or even like writing a short story, a poem, a novel, something like that, it's hard to get to that point, to step back, look at it, see what you've done, and say, if this is good. God is a master artist. He's perfect, and so he was able to do that. But in the next chapter, in Genesis 2, he looks at Adam, the human that he had created. He looked at Adam and he said, "It is not good." This should be a shock to all of us readers of the Old Testament, to hear something is good, 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 very good, and then all of a sudden, in this perfect creation, to encounter something that is not good. What was not good? God said it is not good for humans to be alone. It is not good for humans to be alone. That we all need community. Why do we need community? Well, the Bible teaches us that God Himself is community. There's one God that Christians worship, one God, and He is three persons. He exists in three persons: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That He is a relational God by His nature. That there was never a time when there was just one person of the Godhead, that the three have always existed together as one, spending time with one another, living together, loving one another, living in community. We as human beings are created in God's image. So the reason that God looks at Adam, the only human on the earth at that time, and says it is not good, is because we're not made to be alone, being made in the image of God. We are made to live with one another. That's why a lot of us are struggling with all of this social isolation, self quarantining, staying at home, is because we miss people. We need people. We need one another in order to thrive and to live. And that's not a bad thing. That's actually a good and holy and wonderful thing, because it reminds us that we are made in God's image, and that the God who is love is the God who is eternally loved himself, has shared love between the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, and that he has so imprinted his nature on us that even though we're sinful and fallen and selfish, and I mistreat my community over and over and over again, I hurt the people that are closest to me, that deep down I still long for it. I still long to know others, and I still long to be known by others. So, thankfully, in God's grace, we have all kinds of different types of technology. I would encourage you, don't just isolate, don't just binge Netflix, don't just play video games, but actually use your phone, use texting, use Zoom calls and things like that to reach out and have relationship with others, because we can't be truly ourselves until we are ourselves in community, because that's the way that God made us. And thankfully, in His mercy, not only do we have community horizontally, community with other human beings, but God in His mercy, through Jesus, has enabled us to have community with Him. So that even when we're alone, separated from other humans, we are not alone, because we're not separated from God. That God is always with us. Jesus said He will never leave us and never forsake us. So, during this time of isolation, let us lean into and appreciate more deeply the community of humans that God has given to us. And let's also lean more into the community, the communion that we have with the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, that is freely offered to us in Jesus when we believe.